guys for your patience. I hope that all the tech stuff works today. Again, I have a pretty hilarious setup right now with my tech side of things, and I'm hoping that everything maintains throughout the stream. Also, my puppy is going crazy right now, so hopefully it all works out. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about connecting with the goddess, the divine feminine, or that goddess energy, what we call Shakti in Hinduism. And I'm going to be just sharing a few tips on how you can connect into that space, connect with her, and connect into that aspect of life. But before I get started, I just wanted to let you guys know that we're actually doing a really special free draw through my company, Ananda Ayurveda, which we're going to be letting you guys win. Somebody out there is going to win a free consultation with me, a free Ayurvedic consultation where you can discover your dosha, you can learn about the optimal way you can eat, you can function, the routine that you can have, which is going to bring you so much balance, harmony, and bliss in your life, including herbs that are perfect for you. So if you'd like to enter into that draw, you just have to go to our website, anandaayurveda.org. I'll add it in the description, and I think we're going to have it popped up here in the comments in a second. So just go to the website, and all you have to do is enter your email in the pop-up box that allows you to enter our newsletter. And that's all we need is just your email, and that's going to automatically put you in the draw. So I'm really excited to connect with one of you guys and give it to you guys for free, because I'm just really excited to get this business growing, and I want to support you guys as our customers and as our family. So I'm excited to do that. So without further ado, on November 1st, which I believe is next Monday, we're going to be doing the draw live on the Ananda Ayurveda channel. So check out that channel. Make sure that on November 1st, which is next Monday at noon, we're going to be picking the winner on the live stream, which will be fun. We'll get to go through all the entries. We'll do a random pick. We'll announce the winner there. So make sure to join me and Drita there too for that announcement. So I hope that all of you guys are doing well today and staying healthy, staying safe. We got some crazy weather here now in Southern California. We have more fires and, oh, thank you. If you're not able to hear me clearly. I don't think it's my mic though. I think it's my dog in the background. She's ripping up something and it's making a bunch of noise. So I'm hoping that you guys can hear me okay. So we're going to be talking to you guys today about connecting with the goddess. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is it's actually a very auspicious, sacred time of year for Hindus, which is Navaratri. We just finished and wrapped up Navaratri, which is 9 nights and 10 days of celebrating the Mother Goddess and connecting into the different aspects of the Divine Feminine, the power that resides in each and every one of us, no matter our gender or identity. And that energy, that spirit is there for all of us to connect to. And I think that it's really important to talk about this because we are raised in our current society and culture to really emphasize a connection to a masculine form of God, right? Especially in Western religion and Christianity, even Judaism and the like. We are always emphasized only to connect to God as a male, as a masculine energy. And that can be really difficult for some people who don't relate in that way, that don't connect in that same way, that don't feel as connected to that presence. And it's such a beautiful thing to start to form a relationship with the mother. And the reason why it's so important to actually connect to that side of ourselves, to connect to that aspect of the divine, is because the mother is the ultimate energy of all life. So life on this earth, the birth that we have taken, the planet itself, all emanates goddess energy. That is, we relate to it as mother. And our relationship to mother is our relationship to life. So what we see in our dynamic with our own even biological mother, but also our relationship to the divine mother, is reflected in all relationships, whether they are in our family, with our friends, with romantic partners. We always reflect that whatever those incompletions or that empowerment is, we always reflect that in all of our relationships. So to heal our relationship with the mother, with the goddess, is so powerful and so healing. And so a few ways I wanted to share with you guys about how you can connect to the goddess is one, meditation. And I know most of you guys probably already saw that coming, but it couldn't be emphasized enough that truly I could give you a ton of tools. I can give you a ton of tips and tricks on how to connect, but ultimately the real connection comes from inside you. And that is what meditation is all about. So when you have an intention in your meditation to connect with, say, Durga, like the goddess Durga in Hinduism, or say Lakshmi, or say Tara, you can sit in the meditative space either in a silent meditation or purposefully search a guided meditation. But really, even that's not required. Even that simple connection in your inner space to connect to that energy, to connect to that goddess, in sitting in that presence, visualizing what that might feel like, visualizing what that might sound like, even having a conversation or a prayer with her, with that energy, asking it to open up for you, asking it to connect to you, will give you those direct experiences, will give you that taste of the energy, which is very real and very alive in the cosmos, of this Shakti, of this divine feminine. And it brings, again, so much healing and so much completion in our lives, because the mother is the ultimate creator. So there's a saying in Hinduism that goes that Shiva, the god, Lord Shiva, is only Shava, or a dead body, without Shakti. So when the feminine entered into Shiva, he only had life. And just like this, we see that the feminine energy is the energy that brings life into all things. And when we connect into this space, we can tap into infinite creativity inside of ourselves. We can tap into infinite compassion and empathy inside of ourselves. We can connect to even ultimate powerfulness and courage, that warrior inside of ourselves. That is even what Durga, the goddess Durga, represents, is that ferocious power of the feminine that can take on anything, that can face anything, that can stand against anything. And that space we can intentionally connect to by connecting to the different goddesses. And there's so many different goddesses, literally thousands, that you can connect with. So I invite you to find which one might call out to you or speak to you as you're searching the internet or searching a book. Just begin to connect and look into that connection for yourself and see which ones you'd like to sit with and be with, and start to enter into a dialogue, into a relationship with that goddess, with that mother inside. And there's so many more tips I could share, but I feel like that is the most important. And I don't want to water it down for you. That really is the most important, is to grow that relationship for yourself to the mother, and it will see how much it heals you. You might start to do puja to a certain goddess, or you might start to constantly meditate with a certain goddess, or you might have a deity or a statue that you constantly like to see and pray with. There's so many ways to connect. So that's my little 2 cents this Navaratri for connecting with the goddess. And please do ask me all of your questions now in the comments. I'm gonna pull up the comments now on my laptop next to me so I can see your guys' questions. And just a reminder again, if you have not, please enter in the draw for a free Ayurvedic consultation with me. All you have to do is log into anandaayurveda.org, go to our website, and sign up for the newsletter in the pop-up that appears on your screen. All you have to do is put your email, and you're in automatically to enter in a free consultation, which we will announce on Monday, so stay tuned for that. All right, let's pull up your questions here, guys. Thank you for your patience. Sorry with whatever I missed. Namaste, and thank you everyone for joining. Love you guys too. Really appreciate your support and energy. Okay. All right, here. So let me just pull up your questions. Are you in India or America this year? I am in America. I've been here since for about a year and a half now. About a year and a half. Who's your favorite Hindu goddess? It is so hard to pick, honestly, who my favorite one is, but I would say naturally I connect most with Goddess Lakshmi. She's always been really, really just close to my heart, and always, I just feel like very in oneness with her often. She's my girl. What do you do for a living? I do this, I do YouTube, but I also run my company with Drita, Ananda Ayurveda, and I do Ayurveda consultations also. So I'm in a lot of different fields. I also do spiritual coaching, and all of those links are in the description of my videos. The goddess is absolutely within us. Yes, you're so right. Okay, how do you maintain your skin? Yeah, mostly I would say I don't do much for my skin, honestly. I just eat really well. I have a vegan diet. I eat really clean. I make most of all my food at home as much as I can. I drink a lot of water and I take herbs. So I take Haritaki, I take Triphala every day. I take ashwagandha almost every day, and some other supplements, as well as lots of fruits and veggies. Okay, let me pull up here. I think how the Haritaki question got answered already. Thanks, Dra, for answering that one. Thanks, Daniel. I'm glad you're liking it so far. Okay. Hi, what is Haritaki? Haritaki is my favorite herb, actually, if I have to pick a favorite. It is a very powerful herb. I'm going to be making a video about it, actually, later in the week. You'll be hearing from me on that. I do have an old video explaining it too, but I'm going to go in much more detail this next one. It is a very well-known, beloved Ayurvedic herb, which is actually a fruit in powder form that is taken to balance the doshas. It's especially good for Vata dosha. It's amazing for constipation, for keeping you regulated, your digestive system energized and functioning to its peak. Okay, let's see what else I got going on here. My dog is blocking the comments right now. Okay. Hi Prasiddha. I was wondering. Sorry if I missed anything, by the way. I think I got I caught up to the live, but hopefully I didn't miss. Okay. Hi Prasiddha. I was wondering how to keep kapha dosha balanced during pregnancy. Yeah, great question. This really matters. Again, what your dosha is, your prakriti is, your constitution, and then also where you live is a big factor. The weather that you might be in, the season that you might be in. Ultimately, I would say kapha is actually less of a concern during pregnancy, getting aggravated. Oftentimes we see vata and pitta get aggravated during pregnancy. We see, it depends on what you're craving. So what you're craving could be a really good indicator of what dosha might be imbalanced. So if you're craving a lot of sweet stuff or heavy, greasy, oily foods, fried foods, you might be kapha imbalance. But if you're craving like spicy food, which a lot of pregnant women get, even or like meat, sometimes people have cravings for meat when they're pregnant, that can also be a pitta indicator that pitta is getting aggravated. Vata can be you're feeling really dry, you're wanting a lot of crunchy, salty chips, things like that. It might be an indicator for vata. Okay. Sanjay said, what do you think about marijuana and Ayurveda? Yeah, I've been meaning to make a video on this topic as well. Thank you guys for all the inspiration. There's definitely, everything in Ayurveda is always talks about not as a good or bad, right or wrong, but as its gunas or its qualities and what those qualities bring to us. So if a certain substance is very, dry, light, and heating, like marijuana is, it can tend to imbalance vata and pitta people more than a kapha person. But again, there's a lot of variation even within marijuana, especially nowadays in all the strains. So that can change the effect on the mental, the mind, the doshas of the mind and the doshas of the body. So there's lots of different impacts that can happen. Generally, it's not recommended to be used because it's one, psychoactive, so it's always going to be imbalancing the mind to a certain extent, and it is aggravating the body, especially when done often and consistently, because you're constantly inputting a stimulant, which is just not as a natural way to live, So it's not considered to be like a healthy habit to have within Ayurveda. Okay, what do we got here? Vata, good diet for Vata in winter season. I just made a post on this, so check out our Instagram, Ananda Ayurveda, and my personal Instagram. I've written about the seasons as well for summer and for fall, so it's very similar for fall and winter, so you can check that out. And Zingdagi TV asked, can you do body scanning? How does it work? Yes, I'm initiated to do body scanning. Basically, you just connect into oneness with Paramashiva, with that ultimate consciousness, and with my guru. I do a little intention and prayer, and then I can look at that person, a picture of that person or that person in real life, and basically see whatever comes up, whatever is shown to me in that space. Sometimes it's metaphysical, sometimes it's energy or chakra related, sometimes it's physical also. Okay. Do you like Tulsi and Tulsi tea? Yes, I love Tulsi. Tulsi is amazing. It's such a good herb right now, especially for when we're entering into fall and winter season, because it's warming and it's a great prevention for COVID. So if you're not taking it, I definitely recommend taking Tulsi tea. Okay, Pebbles is saying, how can I figure out my purpose? I think that's something that can absolutely be more and more revealed and connected to in meditation and in spiritual practice with yourself, whether that might be reflective journaling or yoga practice or meditation, something which you're going in, you're having introspection, because nobody can tell you what your purpose is. And even prayer and intention to some divine force, whatever that you connect with, can also be a really powerful intention of asking for help so that can be revealed to you and that can be shown to you. Okay. Monday's box says, Haritaki ever made you start your period early? No, it has not. It has not. Generally, I've never heard of it having that effect. But I would have to see more about maybe we'd have to talk about that personally as well. Okay, Daryl, thank you for your addition here. And do you think that chemtrails have anything to do with the fires? Any tips for detoxing aluminum? Yeah, man, this is a tough one, but yes, I think definitely they play a role. They definitely play a role. There's so much unnatural impact and effects happening on our environment right now, right? And certainly they're having an impact on our planet, on the natural cycle and systems of things. They're aggravating things that might have already been a natural problem, like fires in California is, because it's very, very dry and we have a desert here and lots of really dry winds. But certainly the chemicals, the pesticides that are being sprayed are aggravating that problem exponentially. Okay, Desi, for real, do you use crystals? Yes, I definitely do. I'm not super obsessed with them in any way, but they're definitely an awesome, we call a subtle therapy to be used to help harmonize the body and mind. So you can actually use crystals as a part of Ayurvedic therapy. So often with my clients, I will give them or tell them certain stones that they can use, that can have around them, or they can wear on their body that will help aid in the process of balancing their particular dosha imbalance. My day is going great. How about you? I hope you guys are doing well. Okay. I'm just scrolling down. Okay, do you have any ear cleansing ritual? Greetings from Mexico. So ear cleansing, yeah, there's a few different things you can actually do as an ear cleansing treatment. I'm sure you've heard of ear candles. We also commonly, what I've learned at least, is the most common form of cleansing the ears consistently in Ayurveda is we just take a little bit of sesame oil or coconut oil, the same oil that we would apply on the body daily, and we make sure that we're lubricating inside the ears. Not a lot, only a little bit. It shouldn't be dripping, but just a little bit of oil to keep that area lubricated so it doesn't get dry. It keeps that area hydrated and having circulation. Okay. Where can I get Rudraksha? Yeah, me and Drita love this company called Shiva Loka that we've connected with, but there's also so many really affordable, easy to access sources on Etsy. Etsy has some cool shops that source Rudraksha from Indonesia and India. I always like to support those little small businesses as well. And sometimes you can find them at temples too. So depends where you live. Aroma says, can Haritaki and kumkum open third eye? Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially kumkum, because you're wearing it there consistently. That constant detox process is happening because there's the turmeric that is in this kumkum powder that is detoxing your pineal gland and third eye. But additionally, you're having that subtle pressure, and so it's stimulating that area and that chakra. And then Haritaki is an amazing detoxer from the inside out. And also at a spiritual level, it brings in high prana or life force energy into the body. So it is constantly filling you with that spiritual energy. And you can get Haritaki. We're selling it now. If you guys, whoever hasn't heard, at our company anandaayurveda.org. Okay, so your opinion on Reiki? Yeah, good question. I think that Reiki has a lot of beautiful uses, but one thing my guru has said, which I can understand why he says this. Oh, there's my dog. You can see her walking around in the background. He shares that. Hey, watch out, Kashi! Mom's doing a video. Can you move, please? She's just staring at me. He said that Reiki can transfer karma, because a lot of times some people who do it, they aren't doing it always from like a space of channeling, kind of that egoless space. They're doing it from a space of like, I'm the healer. And so what happens when they're in that space of I'm the healer is that when they're doing an energy healing on someone, karmic patterns can be transferred between both, back and forth between both the people. So I avoid doing Reiki, to be honest. I don't practice it, and I don't let people do it on me. But I do other energy healing that I've been initiated into, and there's ways, even I could argue that ways to do it, but it really matters about the space, and I think surrendering that the healing is happening through you is different than the healing. You're just kind of being a witness to the healing and holding the space for the healing to happen, for that divine presence to come and heal that person that you're witnessing, can make a really big difference. Okay. So, can Haritaki help with seasonal depression? If not, what natural method can? It definitely can, because it's amazing to boost the mood, and because it's like a natural energy booster, surely it has an effect, I would argue, on helping with seasonal depression. But there's also a lot of different factors that come into play with that. So for some people, certain vitamins are really important, like vitamin D, omega-3s, B12 can be a big one, like that people are lacking, that can lead to things like seasonal depression. But I would also argue at the root of it, at the core of that, the only way to heal it is to do that inner work, that shadow work, that work inside to see what it is that's holding us back and what it is that's causing us pain and suffering, or lethargy or tiredness, or that depressive feeling in our life during certain times. And I wouldn't say it's an accident, I don't believe it's all just only physical, I think it relates definitely to our mental and emotional state. Okay, khichdi recipe. Oh wait, sorry. What is going to happen in December? Swamiji was talking about it, but I didn't understand. Basically just this astrological, very chaotic period that we've been in for this entire 2020 is coming to a close on December 14th. So I'm just really looking forward to that window as well. It's just supposed to be a time where many planets come back into auspicious or beneficial positions, and they've been in very chaotic, challenging, destructive positions for quite some time. And that's ending December 14th. Khichdi recipe. Yeah, I'll be making a video on khichdi in a while, so stay tuned for that. Yes, ask away, Jose. Hi guys. Okay. Henrik is asking, do you do oil pulling, and how do you keep your teeth so white? Diet. I do oil pulling, but I don't do it actually as often as I should, being honest with you guys. I do use Ayurvedic toothpaste though, which I think is really helpful, as well as, obviously I brush my teeth twice a day. I do tongue scraping, which is highly recommended in Ayurveda as well, keeping the bacteria off the tongue. And also, I think it is just my diet, to be honest, eating really clean, eating vegan. My body has what it needs, Where do you get your nutrition certificate or diploma? So I studied at Southern California University of Health Sciences. It's in Whittier in Southern California. And it's normally a program that you actually have to be in person for. It's partial online, partial in person, but right now, of course, with COVID, it's all online. Okay. Do you recommend alternate days fasting? It definitely depends, I would say, on the person, because some people can handle consistent fasting and some people it's very aggravating for, to be honest. So I just want you guys to know that sometimes certain body types it can be a little risky, so I don't want to recommend that for everybody. But certainly I am a proponent of fasting. In the yogic tradition, there are just massive, massive benefits to fasting and cleansing the body, from a spiritual context, not from like a weight loss context. And it can be hugely beneficial to just that reset, that cleansing, that purgation of toxins in the body. Okay. As a student, I can't focus on my studies and get depressed easily. Any tips? Yes, prioritize your mental health, your spiritual health. And I know that it can be feeling like the last thing you have time for when you're doing school and when you're doing work and you have kids or whatever the million things that are going on in everyone's life. But it couldn't be more important during those times. So I would really say give yourself at least an hour every single morning when you first wake up to be with yourself. Just taking time to sit with yourself and doing practices that you connect with. Highly recommend meditation, of course. Also, yoga can be very, very healing and tuning into ourselves and, purging out a lot of self-hatred and self-denial and self-doubt. And even doing, again, like journaling. I love to journal. It helps me to write things out. So practices like this, taking the time in the morning to do that for yourself consistently makes all the difference. All the difference. So I definitely am here to support you in that in any way that I can. Okay. Can you give a mantra? Mantra for success. Hi Lisa. I'm just gonna pass on that only because I'm not a guru myself and I don't want to give you a mantra in that way. But I definitely recommend searching up some traditional mantras, Sanskrit mantras, and you'll find some good ones too that you can connect with. Hi, I love your channel. Is there a way to protect yourself from the negative people you're living with? Thank you. Yeah, again, I would say actually what my just last answer was to the person asking about feeling depressed. Taking that window for yourself every day before you go out into the world, before you even go out into your house. Have your room as the sacred space and keep yourself empowered and uplifted before you go about your day so that you can be the best version of yourself and keep your powerfulness as you're interacting with people that might challenge that, for you in your life. Kashi, please sit. Please sit. I'm still filming. Okay. Gotta go with the flow. This is COVID times. We're all in some interesting predicaments right now. Okay, sorry if I missed some questions. I'm getting back over here. Okay. Okay. What Ayurveda toothpaste? Ow! What Ayurveda toothpaste are you using? I use Oromare. It's a brand that is based out of that ashram that Sri Aurobindo created in Auroville in India, and they make a lot of Ayurvedic products, and I really love all their stuff. Plus, it supports the ashram, which I love as well. Okay. Yeah, great tip actually. Drita mentioned you can use the Mahavakya. Yes, that's a beautiful mantra which is safe for anyone and everyone to connect with. So great suggestion, Drita. I used intermittent fasting. What yuga do you think we're in? I think we're still in Kali Yuga, but we're entering into Satya Yuga. So we're in a very transitional time right now. Okay, herbs to boost mood. So a few examples of herbs to boost mood would be Brahmi. You can also ashwagandha is also amazing for mood because it helps to harmonize the body and mind together and unite them. So it kind of brings a oneness component to connecting to ourselves. And what else? You could do Gotu Kola. Shankapushpi is another awesome herb, sometimes called a butterfly pea or blue, I think blue butterfly, something like that. But that is Shankapushpi in Ayurveda. That's a really awesome one for the mind and emotions. But yeah, there's honestly so many. There's so many. Do you like Ram Dass? Yes, I love Ram Dass. I love Ram Dass. He's such a beautiful soul and shared awesome knowledge that I think so many people have been able to connect with. And he was a wonderful spiritual teacher. He's a beautiful guy. Okay. Yeah, Scott. Scott was saying it's difficult for him this year to stay consistent with yoga and feel like 2020 has been difficult to stay disciplined. Yes, I am absolutely honestly telling you guys I have been struggling with it too. I have. I have been struggling with consistency this year for sure. I think with everything going on, it's easy to get caught up and lost in our personal struggles or, whatever current drama we're dealing with in our lives or, again, having so many things on our plate at once and being like confined and isolated. So yeah, Scott, you're not alone. Don't beat yourself up about it. But I think it's just always important to lift ourselves up, to rise again, every time that we have that realization that, oh man, I haven't been showing up for myself. I just had that this week. Literally this week I had another moment. I need to show up for myself. I need these practices in my life to keep me sane. So we have to just keep realigning and being gentle with ourselves, but also continuing to step up and realign. What's your faith, Prasiddha? So I'm Hindu. I'm a Shaivite Hindu. So I follow my guru, Swami Nithyananda, and Kashmir Shaivism. Okay. How do puja and feeling connection to God? Sorry, I'm not understanding that question. Have you ever met someone who doesn't eat and lives off prana? I actually have, which is pretty cool. I'm so glad that I can say that because I've had a direct experience of meeting many beings actually that do not eat food. At Kumbh Mela, which is a massive spiritual festival in India, millions of people are there and a bunch of saints and sadhus emerge from the Himalayas and all these phenomenal yogis, with superhuman experiences that I saw there, as well as even in our ashram, many yogis visited like that. Also, even my guru, I've seen constantly, as I was living around him for 2 years, constantly be going without food, without liquids, without sleep, and functioning as if everything was the same, So I've seen a lot of beings do this. Even other people in our spiritual community, in our sangha, have gone beyond food that I know and that I'm actually friends with. So it's pretty fantastic to see. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Okay. Thank you, Felipe. I appreciate that. That's really cool to hear. I would love to visit Brazil one day. Are meal replacements like Soylent good for health? I'm not familiar with that term actually. But generally speaking, I don't recommend meal replacements because I think it's just when we cook our food, when we have fresh food and we make it at home, there's nothing that can replace the prana, that energy that is in that. And that's what we're actually needing, our body's actually needing, not just the calories and the nutrients. Does Ayurveda suggest to remove parasites like tapeworm? Yes, Karen, for sure. Parasite cleansing has actually been talked about in Ayurveda for a long, long time. There's many herbs that we utilize to actually help with parasite cleansing, as well as panchakarma, which is a big detox process that people can go through in a monitored setting where you can be kind of detox from those kind of things as well. That's nice, Russell. Very cool. Okay, Alexander said he awakened his Kundalini by mistake and it caused him psychosis. What can I do? So I would first want to ask though, what did you do? What do you mean by awakening your Kundalini and how did you do it? Because that is the real question that we need to get to the bottom of. Any asana to relieve pain between shoulder blade? Yeah, I would say honestly just general shoulder rotation. So doing like big swinging motions with your arms is going to be really help to open up the chest. And then any back bends or chest opening asanas that you arch the back with. I think we have a few in the PVK that you're familiar with. I would focus in those asanas as well. What do you think about Hare Krishna in America? I have many friends that are in ISKCON in Hare Krishna. Some of the most beautiful, bhakti-filled people. I think Hare Krishna is an amazing movement. They've done a lot of beautiful things in the West to connect people into Hindu tradition and to Krishna and to just loving and serving. So I think they're a wonderful community. Okay. Yes, thank you. Thanks, Ananda Ayurveda family, helping me out here. How do you start your day? What's your daily routine? So my daily routine is, generally speaking, when I do show up for myself, it will be getting up, doing my kriyas, which are yogic cleansing techniques. So I do the enema, eye wash, and neti pot or nasal drops, which are a part of Ayurveda. Tongue scraping, taking vitamins B12, and then I think that's everything. And then I do yoga. I do the Pratama Vinyasa Krama series that is under Nithyananda Yoga, which is the yoga I follow. Then I do puja, which is a daily gratitude, connection, meditation offering to the divine. I do Guru and Shiva puja. And then I listen to satsang. So my guru goes live, has a discourse, and I kind of get to contemplate on that, connect to what he's saying, and start my day. Okay. Oh, also the Vipassana meditation retreats. Would you ever go? Yes, I'm actually really very desiring to go to a Vipassana retreat. I've heard, of course, wonderful things about them. I know a lot of people that have done them. I've just never personally done one because they're not as common in India actually, but in the US they're done a lot, and I would love to do one day for sure. Oh, thank you, Diego. That's so sweet. Okay. Did you experience Samadhi? I have had, I would describe that I have had glimpses of Samadhi. Most of them given to me by my guru through initiation and being in his breathing space, in his presence, where I just was in that, kind of entangled into that energy and brought into very unexplainable, amazing states of consciousness. I've also had some experiences just in meditation as well, and in my yoga practice too, I've had definitely glimpses of it. The longest that I ever had an experience for was 14 hours. But I look forward to hopefully going and being able to continue those longer and longer as they go. Okay, is Nithyananda Group present in Mauritius? Yes, we are actually. We have an amazing Sangha in Mauritius. Two of Drita and I's favorite people in our Sangha, Shri and Ma Isha Priya, they lead the Sangha there, and they have a little home temple. Such sweet people. Definitely recommend to connect with them if you're interested, if you live there. Okay, guys, I'm going to tune off here. Thank you so much for all of your questions and your interactions here. It was such a fun live stream. Thank you for just all of your thoughtfulness and your really useful questions. And I'm looking forward to the next time going live. Stay tuned again on next Monday, where we're going to be announcing the winner of the free consult. And again, if you haven't entered, you definitely should, because it's free. Go to anandaayurveda.org. You can sign up for our weekly newsletter and enter your email, and you'll be automatically entered to win a consult with me. So hope to connect with one of you for that. I love you guys. Hope you have a blessed rest of your week, and Nithyanandam, everyone. See you next time.